Hi, my name is Sophie Hilaire. I'm an MBA admissions counselor here at Stratus. Prior to Stratus, I went to undergrad at West Point, served 6 years in the U.S. Army, went to Wharton for their 2-year full-time MBA, and then spent 5 years as a strategy consultant at McKinsey. And today we're going to be talking about your McCombs essays. So McCombs pulled out some surprises this year and overhauled their essay questions. They kept the video essay, which we will talk about at the end, but first let's visit what has changed. They used to have a cover letter, but it's my understanding that it wasn't very fun for applicants to fill out, and it also didn't necessarily give them the information that they were looking for. So they made this change to 3 essay prompts that each have 250 words, and within there they really want to see you showcase your personality and directly answer the questions that they're asking. So let's go through them one by one. The first question is, at Texas McCombs, we do things a little differently. We embrace those who take the initiative and forge new paths. What ambitious goal or change do you aim to achieve with an MBA? And why is Texas McCombs your ideal launch pad? All right, so this is a 2-part question. And the first part of the question, they want to know, what is your long-term goal? They're actually skipping the short-term goal. If it's relevant to that story and you want to mention it here, you can, but they're not necessarily asking that as part of this question. So they want to see that you're a big dreamer. So don't be afraid to dream big and tell them what those dreams are in this question. And then for the second part of this question, you're going to want to connect this to specific things at McCombs that you're going to take advantage of in order to achieve that long-term vision. So, maybe that's the fellows programs there. Maybe it's the student-led investment funds. Maybe you want to take Brene Brown's latest class. Whatever it is that's specific to McCombs that shows you've really done your research and connected these things to your long-term goals is what you're going to want to mention here. You may also want to use the space to talk about how you're going to contribute to the community, both at McCombs and within the city of Austin. So at McCombs, it's a small class, around 250 students. And so it's pretty tough to hide there, and they are known for being famously friendly. So they would love to hear about how you're going to get really active in the community, on campus, and with your peers. A lot of the initiatives at McCombs are led by students, so they want to know how you'll be contributing in those ways. And then the second part of that, Austin. So they are in a wonderful city that is growing fast, and they want to know, how are you going to tap into the ecosystem there? For a lot of people, it may be joining a startup, maybe through some official channel through the school, or maybe on your own, just finding something out in the city, or it could be beyond the startup scene too. But show them and demonstrate how you're going to take advantage of its location as well. Okay, on to the second question. Here you are, what's next? At this pivotal crossroads where you're deciding your future path, the Texas McCombs MBA experience will equip you with the tools and mindset to make what's next happen in your career. Please share unique qualities you possess that highlight your potential to shake up the status quo in your professional life. So, self-awareness and leadership potential are really high on McCombs' list of priorities. So that's what you're going to be wanting to demonstrate here in this essay. What is distinctive about you, and how is that going to translate into ultimate success for you in the business world? McCombs is not only looking for candidates who have, big dreams, but also a proven track record of success and execution. So they do care about your innovative ideas, but I'm going to be honest, I've worked with a lot of clients who have not ended up fulfilling whatever promises they laid out in their MBA essays, which is totally okay. And they know that. A lot of people are going to change paths once they get to school and they learn, things beyond what they already knew. And also the fact that, things don't always work out with your plan A. But that being said, what doesn't change about you after the MBA? What you've done before, your track record of success, and your ability to execute. So those are going to be the things, your strengths, that you're going to be demonstrating in this essay. So you really want to show them, what you're great at, and communicate how enthusiastic that you are about joining the class. Okay, and then essay number 3. University of Austin at Texas's motto, "What starts here changes the world," embodies a spirit of impact and transformation. What fuels your drive to lead change and make your mark in the world? All right, so this is really getting down to, what is your why? What is your purpose? And not only does this prompt want to hear, what motivates you, what are your values, but they want to know, what is your impact that you are going to have on this world? So, in this essay, you can show a lot of personality. You can talk about values that were imbued in you from your family. You can talk about, hobbies of yours that mean a lot to you, potentially, things outside of work. Anything that's interesting about you. That being said, don't feel the pressure if you're like, oh, I don't have like the most fascinating hobbies in the world. Share from your heart, you know, even if it's something like, I see a lot of like reading, traveling, and, you know, running on resumes in the hobbies section. What is it about those hobbies that means a lot to you? And if you can share that in a way that's really heartfelt and connects to, you know, how you see yourself contributing to the world at large, that could be something that could really, you know, touch the admissions committee and make your application feel really unique and memorable still. Now onto the optional essay. You're going to see these for pretty much every school you're applying to, but this one in particular says, hey, only let us know about something if it's like a red flag or it would have raise some kind of a question. So I would say don't use this place to just talk about anything, you know, an extra story that you want to share. This isn't the place for that. It's more if you need to explain something that you don't want them to make an assumption about just from how your application looks as it stands on its own. And then finally, the video essay. Okay, this one makes people pretty nervous, but don't be, because you actually can get a ton of practice with this, and it's very, very, very short response times. So you're gonna have 5 questions. On the website, they're only gonna talk about 4. But here's the thing, the first one is not evaluative, and it's just going to be, you know, them seeing how you answer the question. They're not actually listening to what you're saying. So that one doesn't really matter. It's more just about how you come off. And then the final 4 are the ones that you are being evaluated on. So those questions are gonna be, you know, pretty much the same behavioral ones that you're gonna practice for any other school you might be applying to. And it's likely they're going to touch on dimensions such as competency, empathy and inclusion, ambition, and your goals. So be sure to have some stories ready to go about each of those topics. As far as the format's concerned, you're gonna have 30 seconds to prepare for the random question that you get, and then you're gonna have 90 seconds to answer it. You don't have to talk for the whole 90 seconds. If you're done talking in 45 seconds, just stop and you're good to go. A couple things you don't want to do. You don't want to overly rehearse your answers and just talk like a robot at the screen, because this could be the only chance that they see you speaking in, you know, a live format. Because as you know, McCombs does not have mandatory interviews, and they don't even invite people for interviews. You just get to voluntarily go if you want. So if this is your one chance to show how you are in person and how you would act in front of, you know, a recruiter down the line, it's good to make a good first impression that feels very natural and authentic to you. The other thing that I will say not to do is to have a bunch of stuff written out that you're reading, because they can tell, and it's just not going to come off as authentic, and it's just not going to be you putting your best foot forward. So instead, just practice a lot, but don't practice to the point where you're just rehearsing precise scripts. And then a lot of people also ask, what do I wear? Because they don't tell you what to wear. And yes, McCombs does pride itself on being very casual and like a t-shirt kind of school, but you want to show them that you're taking this interview seriously. So business casual, you can't go wrong. For guys, that means you don't have to wear a suit, you don't have to wear a tie, but just be, you know, business casual. One thing I will say though, you are not going to get docked any points for wearing any UT colors. So if you want to do that, that could be a fun way to get noticed by the admissions committee. Overall, just smile, relax, and be yourself. If you're looking for support on your McCombs essays or want some help getting ready for those video essays, feel free to reach out to us here at Stratus for a free 30-minute consultation.